That's right. Good morning in San Diego. Good afternoon in Ohio, where Sam is at. It's February 13th, 2016. I'm DLAKE for PREZ, and I'm joined by my co-reporter, my partner in crime, my co-defendant, Sam I.V. DiGANGI. That would be Sam of the Correct Views and the band Passing Time. Sam.
Greetings, unsettled souls. Welcome to the Saturday edition. And happy Valentine's Day for those of you in love early.
Oh, happy Valentine's Day. Good call on that one, Sam. For all those people in love.
In love. Hey, DLAKE, go ahead and get us started. I'm getting a glitchy feed, and I'm going to relog in. Get them started, DLAKE. I'll be back, everyone.
Okay, great. Well, let me introduce today's show then. Today's top title, Trump versus Sanders, Anger Management. What does that mean, DLAKE? Why did you title the show in that way? Well, Donald Trump, and Bernie Sanders are the top leading candidates in their respective parties. As of today, you could say they both won in New Hampshire. Trump came in second in Iowa, and Bernie came in second in Iowa by a cat's whisker.
And as I'm
sorry, Sam, go ahead.
I'm so locked up I can't even lock out.
You said you were going to log out. You didn't log out, but it seems like you're doing okay. Why don't you just stick with it? And how do you feel about today's headlines? Trump versus Sanders, anger management.
I like it. I can't see myself, so I do my best. And I can't hear how loud I am. The issue here is you got to remember Iowa chose Huckabee in Santorum, and they did terrible in the election that followed. So Iowa is popular because of the hype, but Iowa is not necessarily indicative of where the country is going to go. I will say that Iowa was also key in the defeat of Ron Paul, who won Iowa, and they admitted it later on. They called it an error. It was not an error. They purposefully cheated Ron Paul.
Back in 2012. Oh, Sam, you just dropped out. Sam pressed the log out button, and 10 minutes later, it actually does log him out. I'm sure he'll be logged back in. I think right there where Sam was talking about back in 2012, and it's funny because I saw a letter on Facebook to people supporting Bernie Sanders, and it was from people that supported Ron Paul for the past, well, since 2012 at least. But I mean, I was really intrigued by Ron Paul back in 2008. In fact, when he started gaining momentum in 2012, I was down for Ron Paul back in 2008. And it's 2016, so this is 8 years later. So obviously, I've been involved for a long time, and I was a Ron Paul supporter in 2012, especially online. He had an amazing online presence, and Donald Trump has been able to tap into that same sort of thing with his Twitter accounts and his tweets. But I mean, he's publicly said that his Twitter account is like, with 6 million followers or whatever it is, it's like owning the New York Times without the losses. It's like, I've got all the subscriptions, they don't pay, but they're still here, and I can just say stuff, and then that stuff spreads out and becomes part of a collective thought process, and it's really a way to generate thought. I mean, call it brainwashing if you want, but I mean, there's different ways to use it. I'm sure Sam will be back here in any second. The reason that I titled today's show is Trump versus Sanders, Anger Management is because I've been watching a lot of videos and listening to a lot of pundits and talking heads describing and talking about the fact that in America, at today's present date and time, there is what can be conceived to be a lot of anger. Now, Donald Trump says he wants to take the mantle of anger. He will accept that. Nikki Haley said, all this angry talk. And he's like, look, we're not angry people, but we are, angry. But we have anger management. In other words, if we can describe the problems that we are upset about, we can focus our energy on alleviating those problems and difficulties. In other words, if you can describe a problem, I mean, Donald Trump is using a playbook out of like AA or something, like Alcoholics Anonymous or like Gamblers Anonymous or say like Narcotics Anonymous or something. Well, I don't know, where you have people that sit around in a circle and they talk out and discuss their problems, or more like or exactly more like an intervention. It's like, dude, you have a drinking problem, but we're not going to fix the problem until you acknowledge and admit that you have this problem. Okay? All the family, all the people come together, and they're like, look, you're fucking up your life, you're fucking up your shit. There's no way that the problem will be resolved until you step number one, admit the problem. Admit it. Declare it, decide it, name it, tell it call it what it is, and then you can begin to alleviate the problem. Trump won in New Hampshire, where he was decisively really on point with those people's thoughts and considerations. He came in second place in Iowa. Of course, all credit was given to the third place winner, Marco Rubio, who had a terrible debate this past week where he kept saying the same thing over and over. I want to dispel the Marco Rubio or the Barack Obama, who's basically a first-term senator with big ears, nothing like myself, who skipped a bunch of his votes to run for president. And so I'm basically exactly like him. And people came out in robot costumes and stuff. I mean, now I feel like I'm rambling a little bit, but I think there are some people that are watching that are in tune with what I'm saying as we wait for Sam to get back onto the show, onto the link. If it doesn't happen soon, I mean, this is going to be a short show. Oh, yeah. So also in today's headlines, including these chopsticks that I'm going to attempt to break in a certain way that I saw on Facebook, there was a Democratic debate this past week. Sam talked about it. Sam talked about Trump-Sanders win in New Hampshire. And Fox knows easy cheating that happened there. DLAKE for PREZ. Sam I.B. DiGANGI of the Correct Views in passing time. TheMediaSpeaks.com. That's right. Oh, the debate audience stacked with donors. How do you guys feel about that? Thousands of people are trying to go to the GOP presidential debate, which is happening tonight on Saturday, February 13th, 2016. Matt Winklejohn's birthday. Happy birthday, Matt. It would take a venue that is 11 times the size of the Peace Center to hold everyone who tried to get a ticket through the lottery system. GOP, the grand old party leaders, said the Peace Center isn't large enough. So the RNC, the Republican National Committee, decided not to go with a lottery system. Okay, thank you. If we had not had it at the Peace Center, we probably would have had more people come. But the Peace Center is the venue that CBS shows. It's all CBS's fault as the media dictates the presidential election. Sam, are you there?
Yes. I don't know how much of my speech you got before it just cut out. I was talking to myself like a crazy person in the monkey house.
Yeah, I didn't hear any of the monkey house talk, but go ahead, Sam. Welcome back to the show. Today's special Saturday show featuring DLAKE and Sam DiGANGI talking about Trump versus Sanders, anger management, Hillary wearing mustard. Go ahead, Sam.
Yeah, not only mustard. Mustard is one of the I don't want someone said food. I guess it'd be a condiment. One of the things in this world to which I can stand zero of. I don't even like it in my eggs Benedict. I like the recipe that doesn't have the mustard in it. Absolutely despise it. Perfect color for her. When you were talking about Iowa,
Sam tries to distinguish food from condiment. As DLAKE is on his Facebook during the live debate, I tweeted out that this is Hillary's dress tonight. It was actually her coat, and there it is.
I think with her winning Iowa, I wanted to say this is what I was trying to say when Google knocked me off. Thank you, Google. Iowa picked Santorum and Huckabee last cycle, and they that of course that didn't happen. They also, if you look at who won it, Ron Paul won it. And they apologized to him later for their, quote, error. There was no error. They cheated Ron Paul and took the steam out of his campaign. So Iowa has a history of, one, not necessarily being extremely indicative of where the country is going to go, considering the fact that they picked Huckabee and Santorum and then cheated Paul. None of them made it. And the second thing is they have a history of not being particularly honest. Now, I know the RNC and the DNC are different. My point is at the state. I'm not attacking Iowans. Don't log off, friends. What I'm saying is they have their spears ready for cheating because they're first. And I think that's true of both of the major parties. That's what I was trying to say when Google ruined the beginning of our show.
No, it's great, Sam. Please continue.
Right, that's pretty much it with that. I think that people have sometimes read too much into it because it's first. So since it's out there first, people automatically assume that everything that comes out of Iowa is exactly the way the country's going to go. And I think that's a bit much.
Well, I mean, after Iowa, we had New Hampshire, and we have South Carolina coming up. During the DNC debates, Hillary Clinton in her mustard costume was pandering to the black vote, and then they said, "What about white people?" And she said, "Coal miners." Now I understand there are a lot of white coal miners in the upcoming voting states. However, I feel like they've probably been, devastated by Barack Obama and probably further even more Hillary Clinton's plans. Here she is in her outfit. She apparently wore the same mustard jacket to meet with the CEO of Goldman Sachs. There he is. And I tweeted out that it looks like this. Sam, if you could take a look at my screen share.
Yes, sir.
Heinz mustard packet. Hillary's coat. Heinz mustard.
That's the second one. No, the first one's the mustard. Okay, now the second one, isn't that the mustard bottle?
Yeah. There she is meeting again with CEO of Goldman Sachs, but she doesn't take, she only got paid, millions of dollars to give them speeches and tell of all her wonderfulness to the. Okay, go ahead, Sam.
Wait a minute. I think I hear something. What do I hear? DLAKE, I hear something in the background. I can't hear much of it. But here we go.
Mellow yellow.
There you go. I can't play too much of it, or they'll put a.
Yeah, we don't want to get a stamp for playing too much of that, Sam. But
that's why
Sam, you said you didn't get a full chance to watch the debates. I mean, I actually took the time to watch it. What a fucking idiot I am. But did you see any highlights, and what did you think? And also, something that we wanted to talk about is that when the Democrats only have two candidates, Sam, do you think that that is totally giving away the entire strategy of a general election when it comes down to two candidates? So the Republicans know it's a 50-50 chance that they'll be dealing with one of these individuals.
Well, the trouble is they quickly dispatched the only person that made any sense. Wasn't his name Willis? He was at least a bearable Democrat. I recall him the first
Jim Webb? Or,
I'm sorry, yes. In the first debate, he was right about guns, or at least more right than you ever see on the Democratic side. He seemed like he was at least a fair-minded person that most people could work with. They quickly dispatched him. The shirtless president, O'Malley, had no hope. He never had any traction. And the left's way to counter this in terms of arguing was to imply that the Republicans picked too many people and it was a crowded stage and a boring debate. So debate and arguing and arguing doesn't get anywhere, but debate and arguing and talking and working through things with 17 people was somehow considered bad to the Democrats. And I think that speaks volumes.
Yeah, it was basically DLAKE and the Media Speaks and Sam and I that first described Martin O'Malley as the shirtless president. So, I mean, when he said that, that's all credit due to us. Yeah, the Democratic Party. Sam, I've been working on my Bernie Sanders impression.
Before you do it, I want to hear Donald Trump talk about the Trump moon, and I want to hear what Bernie thinks of it. Can you do it for me? For those of you that don't know,
I have to be able to do both of them.
We're going to be selling tickets on the Media Speaks. On the Media Speaks, we're going to be selling you, our listeners, tickets to go to the Trump moon. Listen about it. It's great.
Okay. First, they'll talk about the Trump moon. No, but I've been working on my Bernie Sanders, Sam. Come on. I'm like, well, forget it. I wanted
Bernie to answer Trump on the moon, but okay.
The Trump moon. Oh, well, I just like to say Trump moon. We're gonna build a wall around the moon. No, but my Bernie goes more like, you gotta believe that we will have. There's no reason we can't have free college tuition like in Denmark and other socialist countries. And I believe in communism and everything for free. We will tax the people that have made the most of the money. That is the reason why they should not have it. And the reason is I want that money.
Good job, DLAKE. Good job.
I've never had any money in my entire life. And now I want to take from the top, the 1%. They don't deserve it. What did they ever do for me? Bernie. I don't know. That's probably not a very good impression. I'm DLAKE for PREZ. Thank you. Terrible.
I like it.
That wasn't as good. Man, the other day I was working on it, and it was really pretty good. Then I saw Jimmy Fallon do it, and I was like, oh, man, he's so good.
He always sounds like everything he's saying is going to be.
I believe.
Yes, he sounds like
your kids should make $15 an hour. Was that good? $15 an hour. I'm still working on it. All right, go ahead.
Oh my God! And if we have to listen to that,
$15. I'll give you $15 in your head.
If we have to listen to that, man, I'm telling you. Oh.
Okay, so Trump and Sanders though appear to be winning. I mean, the Sanders came in first in New Hampshire, and so did Donald Trump, and so that's been happening this past week. We're on our way to South Carolina though, where Trump still has a lead among Republicans. But South Carolina looks like it could be leaning Hillary Clinton. South Carolina incorporates the black vote, the African Americans. And if you watched any of the debate the other night, the Democratic debate, there was a lot of pandering to the African Americans. Go ahead, Sam.
DLAKE. I'm going to let everyone listening know. I spent a half hour talking in detail about white privilege. It is part 2 of 3 on the February 9th of this month. Just did it a few days ago. Everyone, please go look it up. Another thing I want to mention is Bernie Sanders, this idiot, said that he would be the best president for African Americans because what he would do would be to tax millionaires. You know, because one, there's no black millionaires, I guess. Second of all, if you tax the people that are giving you the job without stopping the country from moving, then what you have done is not only hurt African Americans, but you hurt everybody that would have gotten the job there. If you are going to insist on that kind of thing, which is a bad idea to begin with, then you need to make sure that the company cannot move. Because if the company moves, as I just said, you have destroyed the chances of African Americans and every other American. That is not a plan to help African Americans. Hillary Clinton under George Bush, and I'm doing great, with Bill Clinton, the Clinton regime, as we say, has been an absolute detriment and poison to black people. They have made it so that a 14-year-old drug offense is on someone's record. If an 18-year-old guy is driving down the street and he's got weed in his car, that's on his record forever. These are all things that were either caused or exacerbated by Clinton. Those are my 2 thoughts right there, and I just did some talking on it on my channel. Those are my thoughts about those 2 helping black people. So if anybody listening to this would like to tell me how either one of those 2 things, making the millionaires move their company without any protection to keep them here, which Trump wants, and he's the only one that wants to do it, or making sure blacks go to prison for pot offenses in the millions, let me know how that helps black people, because I'm waiting to hear. I'm sure DLAKE, do you have any idea?
Wow, man. You know, I wish I could just pull it up like Black Mirror instantly out of my brain and have to go look for it again on the internet. But I was just watching it last night, Donald Trump in a rally speech. And so he was saying that China has plans for a jet fighter like the F-35, like exactly like ours, like down to the mathematical equations that they had to steal from our internet. And then someone in the crowd shouted that they got it from Hillary Clinton's emails. And he said, you know what? That's probably right. They got it from Hillary Clinton's emails. The Clintons gave the plans to China, Sam, for our weaponry.
I'd have to look into that, but I can tell you one thing that I guarantee most people do not remember, but I'm like Mr. Nuke. The reason that China has nuclear weapons pointed at us is because of the Chinagate scandal, which happened with, depending on who you believe and who you read, either Bill Clinton knowingly allowed to leave the country via Los Alamos, or that accidentally left the country via Los Alamos. There is no other way that it could have happened. That was done by Clintons. So that's one thing they did long prior to her emails. Was the Clinton family has a history of allowing very important pieces of information to be going to countries that are very quickly use them against us.
Excuse me. And you also heard this week that another subpoena and possible indictment has been coming to Hillary about like the Clinton Foundation and Huma Abedin's multiple responsibilities with Teneo, a Clinton related company actually working at the Clinton Foundation while she was her aide at the Secretary of State. Like, her fingers are in everything. I mean, including the Muslim Brotherhood. And how do you feel about that, Sam? Huma Abedin. Go ahead.
Including her spokesperson. No, no. That was bad.
Including her husband, Anthony Weiner, and his wiener.
Did you ever notice that Weiner's wife looks like an incredibly sad, unhappy person? I'm not even gonna make jokes anymore because to be
yesterday she was pushing some lady out of the way. She's like, "Don't touch my fucking face."
Incredibly unhappy for somebody as successful as she is. I mean, granted, her success has come with Weiner and Clinton, so that goes a long way in explaining it. But she looks.
I don't know if it was the shoes in the picture, but it looks like she has gigantic feet. Like, her feet look like fucking dolphin flippers or something. Like, she looks like a duck. Like, her feet are fucking gigantic. Like, they look like fucking flippers.
All I know is she looks mind-blowingly unhappy to me.
Yeah, she doesn't look happy either. I don't know if it's because she's Hillary Clinton's aide or because of her fucking flipper feet, but one way or another, she is not. Or Anthony Weiner's her husband. I mean, the bitch has a lot of problems. I mean, how could you be happy with that, Sam?
When I see something like Weiner, I come to one of two decisions.
If Anthony Weiner is your husband, you have dolphin flipper feet, and you're Hillary Clinton's aide in a losing campaign, I mean, and some bitch tries to touch your face, I mean, how could you possibly be happy? Sam's right. Her life is miserable.
Quite funny. And I often wonder if they maybe allow that kind of behavior, like maybe they're swingers, but they just can't say it because of their status.
The Clintons are still swinging?
What?
The Clintons are...
what's their name? From the Clintons. Clintons. Why is her name not on my tongue here? I can remember Katrina for Trump, but I can't remember Clinton's aide's name. But
Monica Lewinsky?
No, who is Clinton's spokesperson we're talking about? Her name is
Huma Abedin. Huma and Anthony Weiner.
Yeah. Her and Weiner, like, there was so little outrage from her that it's almost like I think they allow it. They just can't say that on TV. And if they do, I mean, who cares? But, yeah, she looks miserable to me.
Sam, I think the question on everyone's mind right now is, do Hillary and Huma bump beavers?
Unfortunately, I think so many people worry about that instead of worrying about whether or not Hillary will let our new nuclear secrets go to China, for instance. It seems
well, considering that Huma's with the Muslim Brotherhood and so is all of her family, and they're so intertwined with Hillary, who wears her burqa and wants to be part of the Muslims.
Could you imagine Hillary giving a press conference right after a terrorist attack in a burqa?
Look, Sam, if there is an attack on America between now and November 3rd, then Donald Trump wins the election.
I know what I'd like to see happen. Now, keep in mind that I've seen zero press for this. There is zero reason to believe that this would ever happen. But wouldn't it be great if Trump, think about his temperament. Think about his temperament. Picked as VP. That was the wrong one.
Vice President of the United States.
Napolitano. Judge Napolitano.
Judge Napolitano.
There are two people that are no nonsense, to the point people. Napolitano has smoother edges than Trump, but pretty much the same temperament. They would work very well together, in my opinion.
That suggestion is entirely out of left field from you, Sam. But as soon as you said it, I sort of was warming to it. It's mulling in my mind right now. It's churning like a butter churner. Like, I'm thinking about it. Judge Napolitano as the vice president. I mean, the vice president could potentially be the president, and so that's part of my thought process. Also, I do believe, according to history, and it hasn't been this way in a long time, but that the vice president and the president should sort of not all the way, but kind of on the same side, but still sort of against each other in a little way that like forces them both to be better individuals, kind of thing. But here's something that I want to warn about. Donald Trump won second in Iowa after skipping the debate right before Iowa, exactly like Ronald Reagan. Then he went on to win first place in New Hampshire, exactly like Ronald Reagan.
Did Reagan skip a debate?
So far, Donald Trump is doing everything like Ronald Reagan. What I don't want him to do is choose Ted Cruz to be his vice president, because Ted Cruz, to me, seems exactly like George Bush, who he worked with, George Bush Sr., and he worked for George Bush Jr., and Ted Cruz from Canada, who worked for Jeb Bush, and his wife is from Goldman Sachs and stuff. He seems exactly like George Bush Sr., who was like right there when fucking Reagan was assassinated, assassination attempt happened, and like Donald Trump, if you are to become the Republican nominee, do not, under any circumstances, choose Ted Cruz to be your vice presidential nominee. Do not.
I think he may have to, because I think Hillary.
Do not.
It's gonna happen because I think Hillary and Bernie are going to do it.
Okay, Sam. Okay, Sam. Great. There is a GOP debate tonight. All talk in live time that we are talking about on today's Saturday live show. All talk going into tonight's debate is saying that there's going to be a gigantic Ted Cruz, Donald Trump war. Do you think that will happen tonight? Do you think that they'll play buddy-buddy? Do you think that they'll be friendly? Do you think that there will be attacks? Who do you think will be the victor of any attacks? And how do you feel about it? Also on the stage, Jeb Bush, Ben Carson, Kasich, and Marco Rubio, the robot. Go ahead.
Kasich is another one I could see him taking as a VP. But actually, I want Napolitano. There's zero evidence to imply that he even knows that the man is alive. So it would the talk has been Kasich. But I think the exchange between Trump and Cruz tonight, depending on how angered and heated it is, I think that will give you some insight into whether or not you could see a Trump-Cruz ticket. If they go back to more of a this is a better way, no, this is a better way, then you can seriously wonder if maybe they're going in that direction. However, if it becomes an all-out attack, then you could probably rest assured that at least right now, that's not the case. Now, that could change, but that's the way I would read that.
Wait, well, can you expand on this is a better way? This is a better way. What did you mean by that?
Well, last week when you and I were going back and forth on stuff, it was never a way that we attacked each other. We were just loudly debating. If they go to attacking each other, then it would imply that maybe no, they're not going to be able to work together like that.
I think I see what you're saying. Like if it deviates too much from issues to personal.
Yeah. Then they're
like you and I. Sometimes it seems like it gets a little. I cut you off right there. Was that personal, or was that just because like we're both like debating the issue, right?
That and Google has a wonderful delay. But in any event, I think if you could tell the way he speaks about Bush that he is not going to pick Bush as his running mate. You can tell it immediately. So I think, whereas the way he talks to Kasich, you can sort of be like, yeah, I could see him asking Kasich.
I was just reading a bunch of stuff on Truth Stream Media, and props to Melissa Melton and Aaron Dykes about Kasich's old school ties to the Bushes. Kasich is Bush's bitch. He's just a bitch. He is nothing more than a bitch. for
My
Bush.
my problem with Kasich, I live in Ohio.
Kasich only put all his effort into New Hampshire and fruit chopping, ninja chopping fruit with air chops.
What?
He's a fruit ninja.
God.
When he talks, he's air ninja chopping fruit. He's all.
That's funny. Yeah, he does. Very nice. I like your impersonations.
Thanks to Ben Shapiro for that one. Go ahead, Tim.
Kasich is, when we had prior governors, even going all the way back to Taft, who might have been the worst governor in all history of governorship. Kasich has done a lot for the economy in Ohio. The problem is he's done that via fracking, and Ohio has done a remarkably safe job at it. My problem is what happens when Kasich leaves and somebody else maybe gets involved and lets fracking happen in another way. I think it's rolling the dice, even the way we're doing it now. And no, we haven't had an issue, but I'm not.
Donald Trump has already said that in a debate too. He said you got lucky with the fracking. Sam, you're there in Ohio. I mean, do you see this fracking, and how do you see it affecting your local economy?
I'm in Canton, Ohio. I don't really have, they're not doing it here. However, I do have gas and oil men coming into the club that I DJ at on a regular basis all the time, and I'm pretty sure they're probably tied in some way. So I mean, I can see where
when they come in. You say they come into where you work. What are they coming in there to do? Inspect or what?
No. They're the oil workers. They just come in to party at the club. But
they come in to party.
But they spend money. That's what I mean. That's how I'm seeing it personally. But my issue is that I'm not sold on it.
You're saying that they have good jobs because they have money to spend at the club.
Well, no, I'm saying you see whenever you see anybody out and about, and where do you work, and you start seeing people over and over again, we tend to get a lot of the people in that working in that industry. I worry the most about whether it's safe. I'm not sold on fracking. I'm really not. There are issues with what it does to the water, and some people believe that it could trigger earthquakes. I'm not sold on it.
Okay. Have you had any earthquakes there?
No, thankfully not.
Okay. So I guess what we've learned is that people that are into fracking
are other communities
partying at the tea club.
Other states have had some issues with it, but it's better than nuclear. That's for damn sure. And you know what? I'll be dead honest. Trump is going to really. I am like mostly voting for Trump. I have heard him say twice that nuclear is important. Now, is he referring to the nuclear deal? Because that's what he's been saying when he says.
No. His uncle worked at MIT, was like was an engineer. He knows about the dangers of nuclear. He's talking from the standpoint of someone trained in, like,
I hope so,
by his uncle who was like a nuclear physicist.
I hope so, because
that warned him of the dangers of nuclear in a way that this is something that could alter the world, and we have to be very, very careful.
Because I know that he is against most subsidies, and I know that Bernie and Hillary are subsidy happy. Nuclear cannot exist without subsidies. So under Trump, you would imagine there would be less.
Trump would suggest that China handle and take care of a North Korean nuclear threat. And how do you feel about that assessment, Sam? That it should be China's duty to take care of North Korea, since they basically already have the upper hand over them. And how do you feel about it?
I think it may be the one thing that Trump said that the left agrees on, the right agrees on. I bet you the socialists in Europe would agree on this. The whole world, Zimbabwe, if you ask them, would agree that China has got to do something about North Korea. The entire world would probably agree with Donald Trump on that one sentence. I think it would be a very hard internet search to find somebody who didn't.
Right.
I'd imagine it's the one thing he said that the whole world agrees with. I would imagine.
Well, I actually saw a video this morning from what's it called? The Daily Show. It used to be with what's his name, but now it's with the new guy, Jon Stewart, but now it's with the new guy. Anyways, he had one of his correspondents go out to a Trump rally and this and that. And I don't know. I watched it and now I forgot where I was going with all that because I did too much damn setup. But it was ridiculous. And Trump has already said everything the right way. And then you try to twist it to be the wrong way. And I think that he's really on point with a lot of the shit that he says. Lost where I was going with that. Go ahead, Sam.
I think Trump.
You know what? Fuck it. Fuck it. We've already said enough. Who's going to win president in 2016, Sam? Who do you think?
Oh.
McAfee?
It's really close to call. Wait, McAfee. My worry about McAfee getting the libertarian nod is that McAfee, every time I ever ran McAfee, I got a horrible virus. I'm kind of worried about having him run the country.
Yeah. Well, Gary Johnson said he was going to run, and I just saw yesterday that Jesse Ventura is thinking about it for the Libertarians. So the Libertarians could be McAfee versus Gary Johnson versus Jesse Ventura.
See how
I mean, is that going to get any press? Are any press going to follow that race? The McAfee Johnson Ventura race for Libertarian candidate are they going to have any debates live on TV, like the GOP debates tonight?
Well, I'm sure they'll be on TV, but probably on.
I don't know how they're going to be able to put that together fast enough. I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think there's going to be a Ross Perot or. Well, how do you feel about Michael Bloomberg? Do you think that he's going to jump into the race?
Bloomberg, if he does, is going to get schlacked. I mean, nobody wants to be told how much Mountain Dew they can drink. Get the hell
Schlonged.
Schlonged. I do worry that Ventura had my vote till he repeatedly talked about having who's that idiot, Howard Stern, as his running mate. Yeah. He lost my vote irrevocably and will not get it back after that. I hate that man. I like almost Clinton hate that man. I can't stand him. And I feel I'm going to send you the link to the Howard Stern Donald Trump interview right now. That's all I need. I also feel the same way about Trump. If you look at my older videos from over a year ago, I said that I would rather piss on Donald Trump than vote for him because he was talking about having Oprah Winfrey as a running mate. If he did,
that was ridiculous. That wasn't true. Look, if you look at my videos from 2 years ago, 3 years ago, you'll see that I was in support of Donald Trump jumping in 2012. I thought he would have done much better than Mitt Romney. I liked the way he was going after OPEC. And right now he's talking about, like, we never need another deal like OPEC ever again. We need to generate the most energy possible here in America as we possibly can, even if that includes fracking, like what Kasich is talking about in Ohio. We should have had fracking in New York when I was building all those giant buildings. I'm Donald Trump.
I'll put you on the spot. If Donald Trump picks Oprah as his running mate,
there's no possible fucking way in the world. Damn, if fucking Donald Trump picks Oprah Winfrey as running mate, fucking name it. I'll do it. And that's not gonna happen. No. Yeah, you can name it, Sam. Just name it. I'll do it because that's not going to happen. Fucking name it, Sam. I'll do it. I'll wager right now. Whatever I have to do, I will do it. If in the instance of what you say, that's Sam. If Donald Trump picks Oprah Winfrey to be his vice presidential candidate, I will do whatever Sam says right now on the record, Sam. What do I have to do?
I don't think she'd
naked, bees, honey. I don't know. What do you think, Sam?
Vote for Trump Oprah ticket?
What?
Would you vote for Trump Oprah ticket?
Sam, I'm trying to tell you right now. You have the opportunity to tell me. I'm telling you right now.
Okay, all right. If he does it, you have to vote for Bernie Sanders.
Okay. That's the worst you can come up with. I was ready to bathe naked with like cuts in my arms with sharks, Sam. I was ready to slit my wrist and jump into a pool with sharks, Sam. And you're like, you have to vote for Bernie Sanders.
What would be worse, like being eaten by a shark?
Sam, there's no possible way in the whole.
What would be worse? What would be worse, being eaten by a shark or having to tell people you voted for Bernie Sanders? See, I'll take the shark.
I don't know, Sam. There's no way. This started out. There's no possible way that Donald Trump would bring Oprah Winfrey on as his vice presidential candidate.
He did say
if that happens, I will slit my wrists and jump into a pool with sharks and or vote for Bernie Sanders. One or the other.
I wish Trump would pick Katrina as spokesperson. She is one of the smartest.
Katrina Pearson, you like her?
I want her on the show.
When she wears that bulletproof that bullet necklace, you get a boner.
All right, I don't want to make any sex comment. Then she'll never come on the show. I really, really, really want her on the show. Badly want her on the show. Very, very badly. She is very smart, very articulate. Yes, very pretty. And I would love to have her on the show. Want that to happen.
I get a little sweaty, but in a nerd way. It's like a nerd sweat. I feel like she is like one of those hot chicks that's kind of nerdy.
And she's not one of these people that get in.
That's what I like. I like hot, nerdy chicks.
Thankfully, she's not one of these ridiculous guns.
Did you know that Donald Trump once dated Murphy Brown?
Oh, that would be. Yeah, I could kind
Candace Bergen. They both went to the Wharton School of Finance back in the day in college, and he went out on a blind date with her, and she was like, yeah, he wore a burgundy suit with burgundy shoes and a burgundy limousine. He was very like organized and arranged, and but it was like a blind date, and he was like, dude, she was dating like 35-year-old guys from Paris, France. And like she wasn't all the way into me, and like he's like, yeah, I made the first move, but she was like, it's not gonna happen. And he's like, okay. He really kind of really liked her. Or it was a blind date. He liked her on that day, but like,
how do you have a blind date with Donald Trump?
Donald Trump and Candace Bergen, Murphy Brown, they had a blind date back in college at the Wharton School of Finance.
That's great. I never thought she was pretty, but I liked her.
I love Murphy Brown, the character on the show.
I only half remember it.
What's that, Sam?
I only half remember it.
You have her number?
I only half remember it.
Oh, I thought you said, yeah, I have her number. I was like, really? What is it? No. Tell me after the show. Oh, I just got a text message. I think it's Murphy Brown. No, it's Sam. Relogging.
Well, that was an old text. My God, you got that late. I sent that when I first logged back in.
I know. My phone is so awesome. I get messages 20 minutes late. Sam, we're really going long here. What's up with your science news? Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and...
because your science news, isn't it about midlife crisis?
This one, yeah, I have not gone to space.
Because this show today, it feels like we're having a midlife crisis. Go ahead, Sam.
Well, I'm going to tell you why I'm doing it, because you were talking about the anger in the nation. They have given and sold men and women, I guess, but mostly men, millions, if not billions, of dollars to treat midlife crisis. Now, every symptom of midlife crisis you could possibly name, I felt back when I was about 25. And I still feel much of it now. I guess that'd be a whole life crisis. I don't know. But I can tell you this. The notion that you need pills because you are going through midlife crisis is nothing more than an excuse to sell you pills and sports cars. This is from the Telegraph. Guy Kelly. People are happier in their 40s than they are at the age of 18, a new study has discovered, meaning that the idea of midlife crisis may be entirely without foundation. Um, I even at a very young age, I always thought America looked like it was going in the wrong direction and there was no opportunity. So I guess I feel about the same as I did when I was 18. It's just been confirmed. In what will no doubt come as a crushing news for Ferrari salesmen and sitcom writers, the University of Alberta, that was good, has discovered that on the whole, the perceived slump in life satisfaction during middle age doesn't occur at all. Instead, it is claimed happiness steadily climbs from our teenage years into middle age. And it breaks down exactly how they got the study. I've always found the best way to lose viewers is to read that, but it's in the article. It says, I don't think that midlife crisis is a myth, said Nancy Galambos, professor of psychology and co-author of the study, Up, Not Down, the Age Curve Happiness of Early Adulthood. Long title to midlife in 2 longitudinal studies. And pretty much it says we all want to be happier, so it's an easier life trajectory. She's trying, again, she's a psychologist is pushing it. You see that? When the studies prove the science wrong, the psychologists come out and because they have drugs to sell you people. Quit believing in global warming so they can tax you for no reason at all. Quit believing in midlife crisis just so people can get deeper into your pockets and sell you drugs and fuck up your liver. That's your news from the science front. Was that angry enough for you? I even gave you a free F-bomb.
I don't know, man. Like, I don't know. It's 2016. I hear about midlife crisis. No, I'm in my midlife. I'm like, where's my fucking Ferrari?
I didn't know my screen share was off on that. Sorry, friends.
Midlife crisis car. It's got to be a red Ferrari. I don't have one. My mom has a burgundy BMW. What does that say? I don't know.
That's probably nice.
She's having problems?
I said, that's probably nice. If I were you, I would pick up all my dates in her car.
She's had it for like, she's already had it for. No, it's awesome.
How long?
What's that?
How long has she had it for?
Oh, her car? I don't know, over 10 years. I don't know. My mom's almost 70. She's like fucking Hillary Clinton's age. No, seriously, did you see that? In New Hampshire, Hillary Clinton only won with like women over 65 who make over $200,000 a year. Like she only won specifically with her own demographic. It's like women over 65 that make $200,000 a year. That's the only demographic that she won in. It's like, how many of those people are there? My mom, your mom, and some other people's moms.
Nobody at all. It's the
Sam, I'm really sorry. I know your mom passed away. I didn't mean that, but no, because Sam, with the Democrats, I know, rest in peace, your mom, but with the Democrats, your mom is probably going to find a way to vote this year.
You know what? My mom was a dyed-in-the-wool Democrat, and
yeah, and they're going to find a way for her to vote again this year.
Yes. She voted for Obama, and then was so unhappy with him that she voted. Ron Paul was the last vote she cast before she died. She was so let down by Obama because she said that when she grew up in the civil rights era, she had been very, very hopeful about what an African American would do now that they had a chance to do great things. And she's like, she thought Martin Luther King might have made a good president, but that Obama was an absolute disaster. She regretted that vote and voted Ron Paul the following cycle.
That's awesome, but I have a feeling that the Democrats are going to find a way to dig up your mom's name and vote in her name.
My mom liked Clinton, so they might do that.
Your mom's gonna vote for Sam. Your mom's gonna end up voting for Hillary Clinton in Ohio. I'm sorry to be the one to tell you.
Twice.
Democrats roll.
They end up doing it twice.
They're like, she just passed away just a couple years ago. It's cool. We can still vote for her.
She usually voted Democrat. Why not use it?
Yeah. Why not? It makes perfect sense.
Like my grandmother and grandfather are dead.
Your mom left 10 years of votes in her will. Like,
and like, don't forget, my grandmother died in 86 and my grandfather in 94. He was a steelworker unionist, so they were Democrats. They could use those 2 votes too.
Have you seen people that have passed away and in their obituary it says like R.I.P. so and so, whatever, the obituary, and then it says per the deceased request, do not vote for Hillary Clinton. Have you seen that?
Yes, I did.
Yeah,
I did.
And how do you feel about it? Sam, Sam, I'm leading into your obituary section of today's show. First of all, how do you feel about people leaving political messages in their obituaries? And second of all, we recently had someone pass away that you want to talk about. Go ahead, Sam.
I think leaving political instances in your will is definitely better than leaving votes in your will, even though I know that's going to anger Hillary greatly. Here at news.yahoo.com, I, the Grim Reaper of the media speaks, bring you MMA legend Kevin Randleman has passed away at the age of 44. For those of you that don't know, I usually handle the obituaries as I come across them in the news feed.
Sam's obituaries. Sam's obituaries. Sam's obituaries. It's Sam's obituary.
I like to make sure that people that have enriched our lives are sent off properly. It's a sad day for old school fans of MMA, as former UFC and Pride star Kevin Randleman has passed away at the too young age of 44. That's a year older than me. That's quite scary. He was one of, especially when you're in that kind of health, he was one of the pioneers of the early UFC fighting and losing to Bas Rutten via split decision at the UFC Heavyweight Championship UFC 20. And of course, he won the heavyweight title UFC 23 before losing it to Randy Couture at 28. He would fight for Pride, Strikeforce, Sinku, and a bevy of other organizations, even saying in recent years that he was preparing for a comeback that would never be. He hadn't seen the bright light since the mid-2000s, it says, but his impressive highlight slams and his shocking knockout at the prime Crow Crop and Pride still resonate to fans today. It says, who can forget him slamming his Fidel, I think it's Emelianenko, on his head in Pride. And it said Fedor immediately popped up to sub Randleman, but no one ever seems to remember that. Unfortunately, beyond his wrestling prowess, Randy would remain in the minds of MMA for his horrific staph infections. It says, don't click if you're squeamish. So I'm going to click it and get ready for a DLAKE screen share his staph infection.
No way.
You can do it.
That's not how we're going to remember him. We're going to remember him as a nice gentleman in a suit.
It is insane that this is going around.
All right, I'll look it up.
Hospitals. It says at 24, Randleman would be warming up backstage, preparing to defend his heavyweight title against Pedro Rizzo, when he slip and fall on the concrete, knocking himself out cold and giving himself a concussion. It was a series of blows to his stop-start career that was storied and never fully realized.
Wait, what the fuck is this?
So what did he die of? The staph infection or the concussion?
Oh, geez, he had to die of the staph infection. Look at that shit. Is that real? Is that Photoshop?
Oh, that's what killed him. No, I mean, if he's dead, I imagine that's what killed him. And again,
dude, if he died, this nigga's got a staph infection?
And again, I don't bring this up to exploit the man.
Is that real?
I bring this up for people, by the way, not to do the gross out factor thing. You can watch horror movies for that. I bring this up because, friends, do you realize we would have antibiotics to cure this kind of thing?
You said look up Kevin Randleman's staph infection, and this is the picture. And I mean,
but
you're wondering what killed the gentleman? I mean, it looks like eyeball. Oh, Jesus.
Finish this. I bring this up not so much for the gross out factor, but so that people realize a simple fact here. You can look this up. We don't have cures for things like that because there's not a lot of money to be made in antibiotics. So the drug companies have no motivation to go ahead and make drugs that would save someone like that. That's why I bring it up, because we have the technology, we just don't have the willpower. It's not good for the bottom line. That's my point in saying that. That angers me to no end.
All I know is, Sam, that is hideous, and I mean,
those pictures are what money allows. So yeah, R.I.P. to a really good fighter.
Wait, Sam. I mean, come on. Let me go back. Hold on. Share my page. Me. Let's try to remember Kevin Randleman from this picture, where he's an attractive gentleman at an event with his nice suit, not the staff and dude.
No. My point was that we have the technology to make antibiotics to stop these things, and we
right. And I mean,
companies are driven by greed, and there's not a lot of money in doing that. So let us let you die.
Yeah, so in Sam's obituary section, he likes to point out that there are cures, that we can prevent this obituary section from, becoming where we have to decide between 10 people every weekend,
I get it. If it's natural causes, that's one thing, but this is a travesty. This is an absolute travesty. The man was healthy enough to get back into the ring at 44. And this happens. Absolute, and there's no reason for it. No reason. Greedy drug companies. And you can't make somebody create something. I'm not saying go vote for Bernie. I'm just saying these are the kinds of people that run our drug companies. Sickening. You told me you were an angry show, D-LAKE, so I picked all my angry articles.
And did you have anything else in entertainment? Anything awesome that you've seen lately before I get to mine?
Did I mention Drakensong on this show last week or not?
I'm sorry, what?
Drakensong, a game. Did I mention this?
I don't think I've heard that.
Good. Something for entertainment, friends. I don't really have a lot of time to play video games. It was something that I used to enjoy doing, and when I started the correct views, it became impossible for me to do so. Well, I found that when you're listening to the news, whether it's Alex Jones or a candidate speaking, you really don't need to see them. And I looked up free role-playing game, and I found a game called Drakensong. It means dragon song. Drakensang. It's German. Don't panic. Everything is in English. They've solved that problem, but it's out of Germany, hence the name. And they do something absolutely ingenious. It's a role-playing game that is as good as any role-playing game you would buy. It's every bit as good as World of Warcraft and all of that. But what they have done has made it so that you can go through the levels normal, and you never have to spend a penny of your money to have an absolutely wonderful gaming experience. If you do want to go ahead and buy things, like some games can actually, I can't imagine buying something on a video game. You're out of your damn mind. But if you want to, you can. But the way they've done it, your gaming experience does not depend on how much money you spent on it. It is a truly free video game that is well crafted and well thought out. It's a role-playing game called Drakensong, and I recommend it.
Whoa. Yeah.
Something different from me, isn't it?
No, yeah, sweet.
Sam,
I've been considering getting a video game console to play more video games. I haven't played video games in a long time.
Get Drakensong first. Do that first. Look, let me see.
No. What?
Screen share Drakensong for you.
I screen share and drop this. My whole life has been a lie. Look at this.
I'm looking. Hold on.
You're supposed to break the ends off of the chopsticks and then use the end square to place the tips of your chopsticks on. Fuck me in the ass and call me Sally. I don't get it. Someone help. Scott, who knew? And you're also supposed to be disappointed. I opened the last toilet paper. What it is. Like, Sam, you see this? It says the wooden chopsticks, you're supposed to break off the ends and then use that as a little plate for your ends right there, but these sticks aren't even broken in half. Sam.
I don't get it.
Are you there?
Yes, I don't get it.
This is a pair of wooden chopsticks as just seen in that illustration.
Yes, and so you set your chopsticks. I didn't set it on a napkin.
It says in this picture that it says my whole life has been a lie. This is like a meme.
I don't know why that says that.
And the square on the back end of the chopsticks you're supposed to break and then use it as part of your plate like this. Like you make a little thing to put your chopsticks on. No. I said, yeah, right. Try to break it like that. Unless you're Jackie Chan or some other shit. Look at me, Sam. I have a pair of the sticks right here. It says to break. It says to take this square part right here at the end.
Yes.
And break it to make a little fucking stand for the ends.
Let's see it.
Well, you break them. You break them like this. You take them apart like this, right?
I guess you're not supposed to. I didn't know.
Well, dude. Okay, look. I'm gonna try to do what is in that picture.
Wait.
Dude, you can't do it. I'm doing it just like the picture Jackie Chan could. I mean, it's not breaking. I can break them apart like this. Look, I can break them apart like this because that's what you're supposed to do. But apparently, there are rules to the chopsticks. There's a whole guide to chopstick etiquette. Okay, my friend? You don't put it in the how to hold your chopsticks correctly. Don't eat directly from common dishes. Do not stand your sticks up straight up in the rice. That's bad luck.
Really?
Don't spear your food. Don't use it like a spear. Don't dig. Don't lick.
Don't lick.
Come on. Now. Chopsticks are not a toy. Sam, do not make vampire teeth with your chopsticks. Do not put your chopsticks in your nose. Do not rub them together repeatedly. Do not take them out and start playing. Do not treat your chopsticks as drumsticks, Sam. Sam, I know in your life you have been guilty. Okay, here, I'm going to break them. I'm going to break them. I'm breaking them.
Oh, wait. Now you break.
Do not use your chopsticks as fucking drumsticks.
Now you break off the top. No, D-Lake, stop. Wait. D-Lake. Now you break off the tops. Wait, D-Lake, finish. Now you break off the tops.
Sam, what are you talking about?
He can't hear me. I think I'm locked.
Now I do it?
I think now the tops will break off to make a little stand.
Dude,
no, single.
You're not going to break off the fucking tops, dude.
Single.
The best I can do is break them in half.
No, D-Lake, single stick break. Oh, yeah. He blew it. I'm going to do it next week. He didn't listen to me.
That's some fucking wooden chopsticks, Sam. You're not going to be able to fucking do it.
Yeah, you needed to do it the one stick at a time.
Dude, I tried it one stick at a time.
Hey, I got a joke for you, but it's not politically correct. It's a two-part joke.
Damn, I just had chopsticks in my mouth like vampire teeth. I don't really think that politically correct is what we're going for. Go ahead.
How do Asian people name their children?
By throwing a tin can down the street.
They throw their silverware down the stairs and it
they throw their silverware down. Okay.
But do you know why they eat with chopsticks?
Ting pong.
They throw their silverware down the steps.
Okay.
I know.
It's so racist.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'm willing to accept.
How do African American people name their how do blacks in America name their kids?
I don't know.
They just read the closest sign. Nasmo King. Lemon Jello.
Oh, great.
Coca-Cola.
I like. And if this offends anyone, my nationality is Sicilian, Mexican, Irish, English. Feel free to leave jokes. We will not be offended. DLAKE, what's your nationality?
Yeah, my name was supposed to be Mac and Cheese.
McKincheese.
What's my nationality? I don't know.
McKincheese. That would be Italian.
Mother white people shit from Europe.
No,
We immigrated here legally. My family came to the country legally. I have my whole family tree written down on pieces of paper from my mom's side, dating back to the 1700s. We're probably related, you and I. If you're watching this video, check your family history. I'm probably related to you. My family never owned slaves. We weren't here then.
I don't believe it either.
All that wicked shit from the American past, you cannot blame on me or my family. Thank you. Thank you very much. Part of the new wave.
I think it's going to be important in the future too, because we're in the entertainment section. I think the world was more fun when a black man like Red Fox would make jokes about race, but so would someone like George Carlin.
Got to wash your ass.
You know, Fox, there were white.
Red Fox said that he didn't do any of that. No. Red Fox said that he didn't like dating white women because they disappeared into the sheets.
Yes, I thought the world was a much more interesting place with people around like that. And I mean, now you've got people. The only people that do it's like Chris Rock, and Chris Rock has an agenda. Red Fox was just a great man.
Chris Rock is going to host the all-white Oscars. What's up with that, Sam?
You know, I have no problem. Whenever
Chris Rock is going to host the Oscars. Oscars are so white, Sam. How do you feel? The head niggas in charge.
I am so tired of hearing everybody complain about that. Nothing was wrong. Much of America, I know you like them, D-Like. Much of America, go to hell with Straight Outta Compton. Music went to crap after they came out. American music was great till they came around. No, damn, we're not going to give you a Grammy. I'll throw the thing at your freaking head. Oh, my God, I hate it. No. Let's praise Eazy-E, who went around deliberately giving people AIDS so he could get laid and brag about it. No, I'm sorry. That story doesn't get a Grammy. He's a piece of crap. The only person in NWA that was really a decent person is probably Ice-T. Or not, I'm sorry, Ice Cube. You know what I meant. The rest of them were, maybe Snoop, I don't know, but the rest of them are kind of crappy people. Especially Eazy. Okay. I like NWA, mostly Ice Cube, Dre, okay, Eazy-E, this and that. Okay, easy. I mean, back in the early days, I'm easy, I got bitches galore. I mean, that's early 1994. Okay, I mean, the movie, I haven't even seen the movie yet. But they made a movie. It was apparently good. It had a little bit of Oscar contention. Did it deserve it? I don't know. There was, the Oscars are so white. They're mad that NWA didn't make it. Okay, fine. I'm sure it's a good movie. Last year I watched, what's his name? Brilliant actor in he was Jackie Robinson and then he was Jackie Brown. And he was amazing. I mean, that guy is so good. And there's plenty of awesome and amazing black actors. I mean, Samuel L. Jackson is like the best black actor, like almost every year. His roles are so diverse and amazing. I mean, he's such a great actor. Last week we talked about he was in Hateful Eight. We talked about the guitar being broken, Kurt Russell.
Kurt Russell, anytime Kurt Russell is working with Quentin Tarantino, Samuel L. Jackson's, in a new movie. I mean, we all want to go see it. Of course, that's great. There's plenty of great black actors. I'm looking forward to the Avengers with that Boseman that's playing the Black Panther. That's going to be fucking awesome and amazing. I think they're really going to bring something with that, where all people and ethnicities are happy. But why do we got to walk this fucking tightrope? I mean, rap is good, rock is good, heavy metal is good, all kinds of musics are good, country music is good. I love all kinds of people and musics and fucking even your twing twang king fucking Middle Eastern shit I like. I mean, people smoke hookahs. I eat Mediterranean food. I mean, I'm only racist when it comes to my food because I want the individual races to make the food that they make like racially the best. I mean, is that racism to say I want Italians to make my motherfucking pizza? I want the Mediterraneans and these motherfuckers to make my gyros, and I want the motherfucking,
I see.
I only want Mexicans to make my tacos. I used to go to this Chinese restaurant until I fucking looked in the kitchen and it was all Mexicans making my Chinese food. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
I've got one thing that I would like to see the Academy do that's a lot more important to me than any of this race crap. Why, after all these years, do we not have best horror movie category? Why?
Best horror?
Best horror. Don't give me this crap that horror movies don't have a script. I'll say most of them don't. A lot of them do now. They have for 25 freaking years. Why is there not best horror movie?
Because, Sam, if we have best horror movie, then the next thing that we have to have is best porno movie. Because horror,
they have drama.
There's not enough there might be enough per year, but there's not enough quality per year.
That's my point. Absolutely.
No. I'm sorry, Sam. No.
Absolutely is.
No.
Yes, in every way.
No.
Absolutely.
No horror category. Look, Sam, if your fucking horror movie, if your horror movie can't make it in the best picture, then I'm sorry, you can't be here. If your black fucking movie,
they do it with drama. No, they do it with drama. They do it with musical. They do it with drama category. They do it with musical category. Why does every other category of the cinematography?
Wait, music category? What are you talking about? They have best score and best
musical. They have best musical, DLAKE. They have all kinds of categories for specific kinds of films. Best drama, best whatever, but not horror movie.
Okay, they have animated.
And this is
they have best drama. Do they have best drama?
Yes, they have all of that crap, and it's been something that's been.
They don't have best drama. They don't have best drama.
They have all of that crap. It's just a lot of it's on before.
No, they have best picture. No, they have best picture, best actor, best actress.
Categories of films too.
That's only documentary and.
That's
they don't have best action. They don't have best horror.
They don't have action.
That's a subgenre. That's a subgenre.
Action gets put in with drama usually, but yeah, action would be another decent category to have. But it's something that
is that
I'm not the only one who's mentioned this. It's been mentioned by Ridley Scott when Alien came out. He said that the only thing that they could get was like best special effects or so, aliens, because there's not a category for that at all.
No, you're confusing it with like Golden Globe because I think you're confusing it because
look up Academy Award categories.
Academy Award okay.
Because
Oscar best drama. Okay. Academy
like that matter, a lot of us would be, and I've read about this in magazines. A lot of us would be open to horror sci-fi category, mixing the two.
Oh yeah. Oh, then Predator would just win every year, right? Predator. Okay.
Do you realize The Exorcist is the only horror movie that's ever been nominated for the Academy Award that I can think of? You mean to tell me there's
no
not
other Stephen King? What about no other Stephen King movie ever?
Not that I know. Maybe Misery. Maybe Misery.
Oh yeah, maybe yeah.
I,
Perhaps.
I'm gonna step back from that statement a bit. Maybe Misery.
Maybe Misery.
But come on, you mean to tell me there's no other? It's insane.
Okay, contenders and categories. What is this link? Oscar.go.com. Jesus. Okay, there's Chris Pratt. Chris Pratt, hosting those Oscars. This is for the Oscar nomination. Visual effects. Foreign language. Original score. Whoa. How is there so many for original score? What is this shit? Dude, all those songs? Really? Makeup and hairstyling. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 candidates. Documentary feature. Dude, there's like 50.
Our movie didn't make it. Our movie didn't make it. It should.
Live action short film, animated short film, documentary short film, original song. Sam, look at this. What is this? Original song. Happy home, none, da 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 da, pink and blue, blah 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 blah. Do that. How many songs are in this category, Sam? Like 40?
It looks like.
Yeah.
I bet we don't know any of them.
Yeah. I don't know any of those songs. All right, everyone. I'm DLAKE for PREZ. Only God forgives. Thank you for joining us on today's amazing live show. We've almost went an hour and a half, and we could probably just keep going longer all day while you eat your bagels and we eat your pizza and enjoy our live Saturday shows. And you know what? Last night I went grocery shopping. I've got like a bevy of amazing vegetables that I'm going to make into an awesome meal and then eat that meal. And I might be watching this video later on as I do it, kind of like you are right now, but later on in time. So it's kind of like you're back in time from what I'm going to do later on. So if I were you watching this video right now, I would consider yourself a time traveler. Sam, thank you so much for being on today's show and joining me as my co-reporter. Sam, where can people find you?
Find me on Tumblr. It's pretty easy to find the correct views on Tumblr since nobody is on Tumblr. I'm the only person there. You can find me at youtube.com/thecorrectviews. You can find me at thecorrectviews@hotmail.com. And if you want to donate to the show, I'll tell you where to send any donations. Every penny you give me goes towards a better show. And lastly, pour juice on your chin.